I have two jobs. My first job is that I teach American and Constitutional History at a community college. So I want to say thank you for talking so much about the Constitution. It's very much appreciated by myself, and I'm sure everybody else in the room. My second job is I work for the New York City Police Department. I was a first responder along with thousands of other colleagues on September 11th into the city. I think that a lot of people that like what you say about the Constitution and about domestic policy are a little bit on the fence in terms of what you're saying about foreign policy and especially September 11th. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more to maybe reassure people that are on the fence.
Well, I think, 9/11 will be remembered by every one of us. The significant event of 9/11, it brought American people together. We weren't Republicans or Democrats. It was a devastating day. And it should have been a time when we reassessed all our values, our foreign policy, and everything else. But instead of the result being that we put the burden on the American people and pass a Patriot Act and undermine the privacies of all the people, isn't the proper answer for 9/11. But it was shortly thereafter that we had a vote, to give the President the authority to go after those individuals responsible for it. And that, of course, I strongly supported. But I did not believe for a minute that authority should have been used the way it was used, because that authority was used to go to war against Iraq. Oh yeah, the Iraqis were involved and Al-Qaeda was there, and that wasn't true. So it was used to do things. The Patriot Act had been floating around. It was an excuse to pass the Patriot Act. It was used as an excuse to go to war against Iraq. So we have to sort that out. We can't just, fly off and do things that are more harmful. But we have to do the things to defend this country. But, if you get involved in more than 130 countries and 900 bases, we're not doing ourselves much of a favor because we don't have any money. But I think it's very important that we understand it. The one thing that was important about the evaluation of 9/11 was that one thing Paul Wolfowitz, who was the big orchestrator for the war going into Iraq, as soon as that happened, within days, he said, you know what? He says, this will give us a chance to get our troops out of Saudi Arabia, because bin Laden was using that as a recruiting tool. So you have to give that some thought. Our troops in Saudi Arabia was seen to be on Holy Land, was used as a recruiting tool by bin Laden to do us harm. So they took the troops out of Saudi Arabia. But what they don't understand is troops in Muslim countries around the world, in the Middle East in particular, is still inciting people. And when we go into Pakistan with no authority whatsoever, lob these bombs after 1 or 2 or 3 people that are some of the bad people, and then have innocent people killed, the best way to look at that is, well, how would we react if somebody did that to us? The challenge I get is that I don't want to be engaged around the world. Matter of fact, I want to be very much engaged, but in a different manner. I don't want to be engaged by acting like a bully, and if they do what we say, we bribe them and give them more money. If they don't, we start a war with them and we occupy their countries. I'm sick and tired of that. What we need to do is influence the world with our goodness. Our goodness will be spread if we do a good job. If we have freedom and prosperity and civil rights here in this country, and we mind our own business and we don't go around bullying people, maybe people would want to see us as an example, and maybe they would want to emulate us. This is so much different than what we're doing today, and that's the approach.
GrokTV.